This movie was so funny it made grown women pee their pants in wedding dresses, literally changed Hollywood forever, and proved that female-led comedies could dominate the box office. That movie is Bridesmaids, and today we're diving deep into everything that made this 2011 masterpiece an absolute game changer. Before Bridesmaids hit theaters, studios believed women weren't funny enough to carry R-rated comedies. Boy, were they wrong. This film didn't just break barriers, it obliterated them, earning over $288 million worldwide and landing 2 Oscar nominations. But here's what most people don't know about how this comedy revolution actually happened. The mastermind behind Bridesmaids was Annie Momolo, who co-wrote the screenplay with the film's star, Kristen Wiig. These two comedy geniuses crafted a script that was raw, honest, and unapologetically female. Momolo and Wiig didn't just write jokes. They wrote truth wrapped in hilarity, tackling everything from friendship jealousy to economic anxiety with brutal honesty. Director Paul Feig took their brilliant script and brought it to life with a vision that balanced raunchy humor with genuine heart. Feig understood something crucial. Audiences were hungry for authentic female stories, not just the sanitized versions Hollywood had been serving up for decades. Now let's talk about the powerhouse cast that made this magic happen. Kristen Wiig stars as Annie Megan, Lillian's fearless and crude future sister-in-law. McCarthy's improvisation skills and fearless commitment to the character earned her an Oscar nomination and launched her into comedy superstardom. Every scene with Megan crackles with unpredictable energy that keeps you glued to the screen. Rose Byrne delivers a pitch-perfect performance as Helen, Annie's rival bridesmaid who seems to have everything Annie lacks: money, elegance, and Lillian's attention. Byrne walks the tightrope between villain and sympathetic character flawlessly. The supporting cast includes Ellie Kemper, Wendy McClendon-Covey, and Rebel Wilson, each bringing distinct personalities that create a believable group of mismatched bridesmaids. Chris O'Dowd appears as Rhodes, the kind-hearted Irish cop who sees Annie's potential when she can't see it herself. But what's the actual story that had audiences rolling in the aisles? Annie Walker is hitting rock bottom. Her bakery failed, her relationship is a disaster, and she's living with creepy roommates. When Lillian announces her engagement, Annie desperately wants to be the perfect maid of honor despite having zero money. Enter Helen, Lillian's wealthy new friend who seems determined to upstage Annie at every turn. What follows is an escalating war of bridesmaid duties that leads to absolute chaos. There's the disastrous engagement party where Annie gives a cringeworthy speech. Then comes the legendary bridal shower scene that goes completely off the rails. The infamous airplane sequence pushes everything over the edge. Annie, terrified of flying and accidentally high on anxiety medication mixed with alcohol, has a complete meltdown that gets the entire bridal party kicked off the plane. This moment represents Annie's lowest point, where her inability to handle her circumstances destroys everything she's trying to preserve. But the real emotional gut punch comes when spectacularly, leaving Annie completely alone and forced to face the mess she's made of her life. This isn't just comedy anymore, it's a brutal examination of how jealousy and insecurity can poison our most important relationships. Here's where Bridesmaids gets brilliant. The ending doesn't rely on romantic salvation. Yes, Rhodes helps Annie realize her self-worth, but the real resolution comes when Annie takes responsibility for her actions and fights to save her friendship with Lillian. She discovers Helen is just as insecure and lonely as she is, leading to an unlikely alliance. The climax finds Annie tracking down the missing Lillian, who's overwhelmed by wedding stress and hiding in her apartment. Instead of the perfect maid of honor speech, Annie gives Lillian exactly what she needs: honesty, support, and the reminder that their friendship matters more than any wedding. The wedding itself becomes a celebration of growth and redemption. Annie's heartfelt maid of honor speech acknowledges her mistakes while celebrating Lillian's happiness. Even better, she surprises everyone by arranging for Wilson Phillips to perform, showing she's learned to channel her creativity positively. The final scene shows Annie and Rhodes together, but it's not about her being saved by romance. It's about her choosing happiness and self-respect. She's learned to value herself, repair her friendships, and embrace her imperfections. Bridesmaids succeeded because it treated women as complex, flawed, and hilarious human beings rather than perfect princesses or one-dimensional stereotypes. It proved that audiences were starving for authentic female stories told with intelligence, heart, and absolutely no shame about bodily functions. This movie didn't first of its kind with the twists, character development of Annie, Helen, and Lillian, with Annie's development being the most interesting. But there was also the development of the different relationships that was such a great twist that we don't see in a lot of other movies like Lillian and Annie's relationship then. Annie and Helen finally get close, Rhodes and Annie, and even her development as a baker grew. The funniest scenes are, of course, the dress fitting, Annie breaking laws to get Rhodes to talk to her, and Megan setting Annie straight. But my favorite scene is the wedding. Seeing all of the maids together and Annie and Lillian back as besties was the best. I totally suggest this movie to those who haven't seen it, and please prepare to laugh the whole time.
It's happening! It's happening! It's happening! It's happening!
Please let me know in the comments what's your favorite scene in Bridesmaids, and thanks for watching. I'll see you next movie.